Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today we have a new lesson for second secondary grade, second semester, English subject, 5B, vocabulary and grammar traveler 4. This lesson is prepared by Mr. Muhammad al-Bahiri and presented by Muhammad al-Athimi. Today we will practice using prepositional phrases in context. Then we will practice using nouns plus prepositions. After that, we will practice forming compound nouns. And finally, we will practice transforming sentences from the active into passive voice. Warm up. What are these words? Over, through, under, after, beyond, along, before, on, in, besides, between, to. We call them prepositions. So these words are prepositions. Now complete the sentences below with the prepositions. You can use some prepositions more than once. The prepositions we have are for, in, of, to, on, as, and with. Mr. Anderson is in charge, blank, the marketing department. What can we put in this blank? For, in, of, to, on, as, or with. In charge of the marketing department. Number 2, blank behalf. For behalf, in behalf, on behalf, of behalf, what can you say here? Of local animal welfare society. I would like to thank the town council for their support. What can you say here? On behalf, on behalf. Number 3, are you in favor blank cars for the city center? Are you in favor of cars from the city center? Number 4, the status in front of town hall was placed there, blank, memory of the soldiers killed during the Second World War. Placed there, memory. What can you say? In memory, in memory. Number 5, Tom is very mature in comparison other children of his age. In comparison to, or in comparison with, or comparison as, on. Actually, both to and with are correct answers. We can say in comparison to or in comparison with. And now we have another exercise with nouns. Complete the sentences with the nouns in the box. You have threat, solution, description, reason, damage, specialties, specialist, need. Number 1, I hope you have a good for being so late. I hope you have a good reason for being so late. Number 2, Mr. Adams is in marine biology. Is a what? Is a specialist. Number 3, there is a for more recycling bins in our neighborhood. There is a need. There is a need for more recycling bins in our neighborhood. Number 4, we are trying to find a to the problem, but it will take time. What can you say? We are trying to find a solution. Number 5, is global warming really a to all life in the planet? It is what? A threat to all life on the planet. Number 6, allowing large numbers of visitors in national parks and wildlife reserves can cause to the national habitats of many animals. Can cause what? Can cause damage. Number 7, the manager of the bank gave the police a of the robber. The answer is description of the robber. Now we are going to study compound nouns like watermelon, snowman, sailboat, basketball. Animal expert is a compound noun, a combination of two nouns that function as one word. The first noun defines the second one. Example, an animal expert is an expert on animals. Exercise. Complete the sentences with compound nouns. We have city center, traffic jam, and car park. Number 1, the local residents object the plans for multi-story. What can you say here? City center, traffic jam, or car park? Car park. Number 2, the hotel is located very conveniently in the city center. Number 3, I was late for work because I got stuck in a traffic jam. Now we are going to talk about an important subject, which is active and passive voice. We have studied this before, but now we will have more information about it. The cat drank the milk. The milk was drunk. Use. We use the passive voice to emphasize an action rather than who or what is responsible for it. So here the action is that the milk was drunk. Who did it? It's not important. It's not emphasized in the passive voice. Formation. The passive voice is formed with the verb be plus the past participle of the main verb. The milk was drunk. Verb be was, and the past participle of drink or drank is drunk. Assessment. Rewrite each of the following sentences in the passive voice starting with the words given. They say that Alex is one of the best biologists in the country. What is the subject? The subject is they. So we want you to start with it. It. What can you say after the subject? Helping verb. It is said. It is said that Alex is one of the best biologists in the country. Number 2, the zookeepers were feeding the baby elephants with special care. The subject is the zookeepers were feeding the baby elephants. So we want you to start with the baby elephants. The baby elephants were being. The baby elephants were being fed with special care by zookeepers. Number 3, they are building a new National History Museum in our city. A new National History Museum, what can you say? A new National History Museum is being built in our city. Okay, this is the summary of today's lesson. Today, we have studied nouns plus prepositions like reason for, specialist in, need for, etc. Then, we studied prepositional phrases like in charge of, on behalf of, in favor of, etc. After that, we have studied compound nouns like animal expert. And finally, we've studied the passive voice. We said We use the passive voice to emphasize an action rather than who or what is responsible for it. And formation is the passive voice is formed with the verb be plus the past participle of the main verb. These are our references and resources. And for more information and listen, you can visit our website or contact our Twitter account, or you can call our free phone. Thank you for listening. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.